Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, May 28th. Hope you had a nice Memorial Day weekend if you celebrated. So we had a strong day. NASDAQ made a new record high. S&P was up, Dow was down, but off of its worst levels. The story continues to be Nvidia. Nvidia, and artificial intelligence. And that's gonna remain in effect now for a period of time until it isn't. By the way, Nvidia, as much as it has gone up, that stock is not overvalued. I mean, when you look at the expected forward earnings on Nvidia for a growth stock, that's still cheap. So don't just look at the nominal price and say, gee, that's expensive, whatever it is right now, 1140. On a valuation basis, for a growth stock, for a leader in its industry like it is, and it is far and away ahead of everybody else in that field when it comes to that technology, that chip technology. I mean, it's not overvalued. It really isn't. Plus, they're going to do a 10-for-1 stock split. So that'll make it, quote unquote, affordable for a lot of small investors. So that's going to be the story. Now, switching to the fiscal flow situation, like I said last week, we're coming into the first of the month payments. That'll get split up between this Friday and next Monday. So Friday is the 31st, and then Monday is the 3rd of June. The first falls on a Saturday, so it's a calendar issue. So they split those payments up, and that's going to be the peak in the flows for this point in the cycle. Then we get into a quarterly corporate tax drain on June 15th. And it looks like to me, and I need more data to confirm this, but it looks like the leading spending flows, the leading transfers, they may start to reaccelerate again. I mentioned this last week, and if that's the case, we're still going to have a very pronounced bullish trend in the market. I mean, if these flows reaccelerate, then the market's just going to go higher. And we will see eventually, if you're going to look at any kind of sentiment data, we will get into extreme levels of bullish sentiment. We started to see last week, I called it a drop in neutrals. It really wasn't either way super bullish or super bearish, but what we saw was the neutrals, which the previous week were at a very high level, they got out and they some of them went to the bull camp, some of them actually went to the bear camp last week. But we will see that bullish sentiment reading really, really elevated by the time this thing is over. And that would coincide with a reacceleration in the leading transfers. So I'm keeping an eye on that. Right now it looks, graphically, when I plot these numbers, it looks like it's pushing up against a level where it's been static for a while and it's going to move up. And also just understanding that, was it last month or early this month when Congress passed the Ukraine and the Israel aid bill? And again, I explained that money really gets spent here in the United States. That goes to the defense sector primarily. And that's a big boost. That was a fairly big package. So that could be the reason why we're going to see these flows reaccelerate. So you got to continue playing this from the long side. I will point out a couple of things which, for now at least, we saw last week that oil producers were lowering their sell level in WTI oil futures they were selling in a range of like 76 and a half up to 80, I think 80, 50. So I think we hit 80 today, maybe slightly above 80. I suspect that they're going to be sellers at that level. So that should be like a new cap in the price, around 80 something. And gold producers were sellers last week in a range from like 23.60 up to the highs of 24.50, 54, I believe was the high. So I anticipate that they're going to be sellers again in that range, and that ought to cap prices at that range. So I mean, if you're long gold as a trader, I would look to take some profits, maybe even go short as the market rises into those levels, because producers, they were selling at that level, and I suspect that they'll be there again. So kind of a short update today, not a whole lot to talk about. Conditions haven't really changed that much. We're coming into, like I said, the end of this week and next Monday on big leading flows, so that's going to support the market. And then coming into June 15th, we got another tax strain, the quarterly corporate tax strain. That's not going to be as big as April. April's the big one for the year. We all know this because we all file our taxes and we have to pay if you haven't. But this one is going to be, I guess, about 70, 80 billion. So it's not insignificant. It should make an impact. But right now, the market environment continues to be bullish. I'm not sure what the reason for the Dow down today was down over 300 points. It ended up down like 216. We did get a strong consumer sentiment report today. That was up. Bond yields ticked up. Maybe that had something to do with it, but I think we'll probably see the Dow start to head back up, following the NASDAQ and the S&P to higher levels. But right now, the story is, everybody's focused on Nvidia. That's leading the market, and I don't see that cooling off anytime soon. If you get a pullback in that stock, that's a good stock to buy, because like I said, the forward PE on that is 40. And for a growth stock, and not just any old growth stock, like really a leader in its industry, and a leader in like a life-changing paradigm right now, this artificial intelligence, that's a low PE. I mean, that's really impressive. So if you get a chance to buy that stock, and when it does split, I would definitely jump in there. Anyway, that is the update for today, and I'll keep you updated. Don't forget, go to my website, sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. I'm the only one who has an applied approach to MMT. I explain the concepts and understandings of MMT, and I help you to utilize that to trade and invest profitably in the financial markets. And also, please like and subscribe this video. It helps the channel if you choose to do so. Thank you very much. Bye.